All right, so this is big news. I'm sure you guys are all talking about this. This is the full self-driving beta limited rollout that just happened on October 22nd. So over-the-air update 2020.40.8.10 came out, and this is what we saw.
Most impressive to me was that it was seeing those cars, and on a residential street there were no lane markers, yet it was staying on the right side. It was avoiding the cars parked on the curb.
Oh wait!
There's no lanes!
Oh my gosh, dude. Okay, here we are. It's going the speed limit too, dude.
Elon, right. You madman! Wait, there's cars on the side of the road and there's no lane markings though.
Dude.
Oh!
Dude, you tripping out. Oh.
Awesome. I'm going to go try that out right now.
Okay,
See you later.
slow down.
What's up?
Slow down.
I'm going.
No, you're not going to get the release. This is a limited rollout. Jesse. Yeah, limited rollout.
Why don't I get it? Not fair.
But yeah, users like Tesla owner Silicon Valley did get it, and they tweeted out to Elon, "Elon, you're a madman. You did it. Full self-driving is here. Myself and Tesla Raj minds are blown." And Elon said, "Ha ha." And then Pranay said, "The future is now. Once the car starts to understand the correct paths to take, Dojo will go into play and teach the car how to properly interact and cooperate with human drivers using massive pile of unlabeled video clips that'll end up in a reliable predictive model." And so Elon said, yes.
Whatever. I don't care. I mean, if I can't use it, then I don't care. That's fine. Whatever.
Well, you might be interested in this next tweet.
Okay.
So Teslarati tweeted out, "Tesla to wide release full self-driving by the end of this year." And Elon said, "Dependent on proving high safety." So most likely in December, you're going to get it.
Okay.
More interested now?
Yeah. All right.
Let's keep going. Tesla and the Gong said, "Worldwide beta soon." Elon said, "As soon as we complete testing and regulators approve, so many different traffic signs, rules, and languages around the world, not to mention driving on left side of road. Also, a long and challenging road lies ahead, getting to high nines reliability, way beyond human." Holmar's catalog said, "Full self-driving supports gates. It stopped and waited for the gate to open and then continued through. That was one of the most surprising moments. I didn't expect so many things to be supported all in one update, Elon." And Elon said, "Yep. With beta updates, there'll be lots of 2 steps forward, 1 step back situations, but pace of improvement will be extremely fast." And then Tesla owner Silicon Valley said, "Visualization is sick." Elon said, "Visualization will tone down significantly for production. These are intentionally strident colors. But don't worry," Eli tweeted out, "Can we keep this style? Because it looks amazing." And Elon said,
"Sure, it could be an option in settings." Which
that would be good.
I want everything to be an option in setting.
And then Teslatino tweeted out, "Elon, how different is the full self-driving build we are testing to the one you have on your personal car?"
Elon said, "Mine is a few days ahead."
He's only a few days ahead?
Wow. For the longest time, Elon was like, "Man, wait till you guys get what I have." Now we're only a few days behind Elon. It's going to take him months to catch up.
Yeah, it sounds like he's not even going to get that far ahead because check this out. Tesla is pulling tons of data from these early FSD cars. According to James Locke, just got home after a solid day of beta FSD driving, and the car is uploading like mad. 22.8 megabits per second upload rate right now, with 3.9 gigabytes already uploaded back to the Tesla mothership.
And with this data, Tesla has already made improvements and already released a new update already.
Yeah. Yesterday, they released 2020.40.8.11.
That's insane. I mean, even if you were to just like release a program that was simple, didn't drive a car, it just was like a simple program to start fixing bugs 2 days after the release and to roll out an update is super huge.
Yeah.
And it's different than like the video games where, the DVDs went out and then you have to download a patch for some stupid reason. That's because they had to make the DVDs and ship them out. This was software that they just dumped and then immediately started fixing. This really shows the strength of Tesla's team.
So some ideas I have after seeing a lot of videos on this is that Highway Autopilot seems to be the same program or a very similar program that we've seen before, but it's when you drive onto local roads that you're getting this entirely new full self-driving program.
Right, and we've seen the switch seamlessly happen between the new driving visualization on local roads to your regular old looking highway autopilot. Now, I don't know if there is new stuff in there, but the visualization changes, which is really, really interesting. Obviously, in the future, the visualization is going to go back. But I think right now it's really, really smart. And having the option to turn it on in the future is also going to be really smart because it highlights the amount of data that Tesla is actually looking through to look at your driver visualization and see cars parked on the side all around you and pedestrians walking all around, you get a much better sense of what the car sees, and you gain a higher level of confidence in your car to drive you around.
Yeah. One thing I was wondering about was, how do you go into full self-driving? Because previous to this release, when you're driving, say, on the highway or something, you have to wait till the car is happy before it'll go into it. And usually your speed has to be up and there has to be lines on the road. But what we're seeing here with these videos is that you can just basically turn on full self-driving on local roads at any time.
Yeah, I've seen a couple places where it didn't want to go in, but for the most part, you don't have to be like in between two lines, traveling, somewhere between 8 and 100 miles an hour. So that's really neat.
And some of the abilities are pretty amazing. I mean, if you look at intersections, like making a left turn through a complicated intersection, it stops, it creeps forward, it looks to make sure it's safe, and then it follows a perfect path through a lot of these left-hand turns.
Yeah, and this is something that, I'll be honest, we were not expecting.
No,
I was literally just expecting it to be like, it's autopilot. If I think it feels better. Oh, I don't think it feels better.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting a new visualization, and I certainly wasn't expecting left and right-hand turns through intersections. I thought we were months away from that.
I mean, yeah, so this is way better than I thought, and I think this is going to change a lot of people's minds about full self-driving.
And I just want to, pause here for a second and compare this to Waymo. Waymo operates in Chandler, Arizona, and they have these cars, and you can tell that they're full self-driving cars because they look like full self-driving cars. Now, suddenly, some Teslas here and there are self-driving, and there's no way that you can tell.
Yeah.
And we're getting videos of people in their own cars that used to not be able to full self-drive that can now full self-drive. The impact of that is going to be huge when people start to realize that, like, wait, this isn't like some company car, which if you open the trunk of is going to be full of, electronics and stuff. It's going to be full of, owner's junk. As opposed to like server racks and lots of complicated technology. And the outside of the car is not, littered with LiDARs and bolts and things and stuff sticking around, spinning around. It just looks like a car. I think that this is going to really open people's eyes to like, oh, Tesla's ahead now.
Yeah, and let's talk about the price. So up until now, there's been about a 20% take rate on full self-driving. So that means that 80% of you Tesla owners are like, full self-driving, I don't really care. But maybe this weekend has changed your mind. So let's talk about the price. So in July, the price went up $1,000 from $7,000 to $8,000. Now, Elon is saying the price is going to go from $8,000 to $10,000. So in this tweet, he said, now that full self-driving beta is out in limited release, FSD price, new or upgrade, will go up by about $2,000 on Monday.
Oh, that's today.
Hang on, he tweeted right after that.
Oh, okay.
And he said, price change is pushed to Thursday next week, which is this week. Applies only to US for now. 1 week clock will start in other countries as beta is released. Full self-driving monthly rental will also be available sometime next year. Now, there's a lot in this little tweet that I want to unpack.
Wow. Okay.
So first of all, you have till Thursday.
Okay. Now, luckily, I already have full self-driving. So
you don't have to, you have no problems.
Whatever. Sucker.
But you guys out there have until Thursday to make up your mind if you want to get in on full self-driving before the price change. The second part of this tweet is the monthly rental.
Yes.
We've never heard this before. Now it's possible that there'll be some kind of monthly subscription.
So what are we talking? Some kind of like, Netflix, $9 a month, some kind of...
I think it's going to be pretty pricey because
like a Hulu, like a $14 a month
No,
thing?
I think if you factor this out over, say, a few years, you're looking at probably $100 to $200 a month. And that's just to start. Because don't forget, it's getting more expensive. So, yeah, it's going to be somewhere in the $100 to $200 range is my guess. And I don't think the intention of this is to just do it month over month over month. I think the intention is for people to try it for a month and see if they like it enough to actually bite the bullet and buy in.
But now don't you think with $10,000 we're getting a little too expensive?
Well, some people do agree with you that it's expensive. Ryan McCaffrey tweeted out, "You've typically given much more notice than this," which was fair. This doesn't feel like a great thing to spring on your customers who are either trying to plan their initial purchase or upgrading their existing car with only 5 days notice. $2,000 is a lot of money to surprise with. Elon said, "Well, we have said many times that the price will rise as the product functionality improves. How much time do you think we should give?" Viv chimed in, "Only in the US or worldwide? Given regulatory restrictions are still in place, and I believe full self-driving beta is US only for now, price should only go up when functionality is the same as in the US." And Elon said, Sure, but I want to remind everyone, remember on May 18th, Elon tweeted out this: the full self-driving price will continue to rise as the software gets closer to full self-driving capability with regulatory approval. To that point, the value of full self-driving is probably somewhere in excess of $100,000.
Okay, so where does Elon come up with this $100,000 number? Because, okay, let's say, right, I buy a car and then I hire myself a chauffeur who is going to drive me wherever I want to go. It's essentially now a full self-driving car, and I think I could spend a little bit less than $100,000 over 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, Elon wasn't thinking of this as a chauffeur for you. That's a byproduct of what he's offering. He's talking about the Tesla network.
And for those of you who don't know what the Tesla network is, this is essentially Uber, but it's all Teslas and there's no drivers.
Right.
So fully autonomous cars driving all over the world. You call them, they come to you, and it's just a robot.
Right, because remember Elon's mission. It's to get to sustainable transportation as quickly as possible. And you having a car sitting out in your driveway is not what he envisions.
Even if it's an electric car.
Right.
Because an electric car sitting out in your driveway, not driving anyone around, isn't helping.
Right. We have to change our mindsets about ownership. I know that for decades, especially Americans, have believed that it's my car, I own it.
But it is my car.
It is, but I think in the future, in the very near future, we're going to move to a different model.
But I want my car.
Why do you want your car?
Because it's my car and I want it, and I don't want other people to be in my car.
What if your car could earn you a year's living?
What?
I mean, this is a robot car. This is a robot taxi. And if you own it and can put it on the network and it can go out and make you money by just driving 24/7, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Because I want my car.
Okay. Put one car on the network and it'll earn you another car.
For me. But then wouldn't I want to put that other car on the network? So
Yeah,
that way
you-
I could be earning double the amount. It'd be like getting a 100% raise.
Exactly.
And then I'd want a third car.
Exactly.
I mean, I would want an infinite number of cars. I'd want as many cars as I could afford.
We're at a point now, I just want everyone to realize that I know it seems expensive. Full self-driving, $10,000. It's going to seem cheap, just like Tesla stock seemed cheap a year ago. You're going to kick yourself because you're going to go, oh, Zach and Jesse, why didn't you tell me to just buy it when it was $10,000? Hey, I know it's expensive. I know not everyone can afford it. But I'm saying you're going to think it's cheap in a few years when it's about $100,000.
And you really think that it's going to be able to get to $100,000?
More.
How?
Because just do the numbers. If a car is out there driving around picking up people all day long, 7 days a week, it's worth that. There's no driver to pay.
I guess. So, I mean, we're just thinking about cars all wrong. I mean, Elon, the only reason he's selling us cars now is because he doesn't have full self-driving.
Exactly. This model is how it works right now, where we have to buy a car from him. But soon, he won't be selling us cars anymore. I can promise you that. That's not part of the plan. He does not need us to buy cars very soon. Very soon, he'll turn on the network, and he'll just be making cars for the network.
And again, we know that this is the case because
He told us.
He told us, and they've also said, hey, if you lease your Model 3, you can't buy it at the end of your lease. We're going to take it back and use it on the Robotaxi network. And in fact, this happened roughly 2-ish years ago, and those leases are going to start to come back. And if the full self-driving network is up and running, Tesla is going to have its own cars on their own network.
Because think about expensive cars today, that Lamborghini that you might see. Its value is keeping it in a garage safe and perfectly intact, because its only value is to sell it to another collector.
That's true. I mean, for as fast and as exciting as those cars might be, you might take it on the track maybe once if you're someone who buys a Lamborghini, and you might drive it around a little bit. But the idea is not to fully utilize it. It is not to have it driving around all the time because, in fact, it's not designed to do that.
Right. These cars, these robo-taxis, are designed to be driving all the time. And that's their value. It's utility.
Okay, but there's one little hiccup in your plan there, Zach, which is that our cars don't have the latest battery technology. So they're not going to last long enough to be effective robo-taxis.
They actually have great enough technology. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Mondays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below to head over to the Now You Know channel.